Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sabrina Dami here with your 13 Now update on this Thursday afternoon. It is September 14th, and we start with some breaking news we've been following on a road rage incident that has turned into a 12-year prison sentence for a man. This led to a shooting in a Walmart parking lot in Queensbury. Adrian Cimentel was just sentenced in Warren County Court. He admits he pulled out a handgun and shot a man after a road rage incident led to him following the other driver into the Walmart parking lot in Queensbury. The two did not know each other. The victim survived and was seriously injured after being shot in that parking lot. News Channel 13 was the only station in the courtroom, and we will bring you what the man convicted of doing this had to say today in court. An indictment just unsealed in Albany County Court reveals a man charged with murder, and the details of that case. Jeff Henderson is his name. This is related to a homicide that we covered earlier this summer on Hamilton Street. The man killed, Benjamin Rowe, was found dead around 2 a.m. June 25th. Henderson pleaded not guilty and right now is in the Albany County Jail. Also, some news out of Albany County Court. A man was just arraigned for allegedly shooting a person last month, in August. Michael Johnson. He's 41 years old. He pleaded not guilty to attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon charges. He is accused of shooting the victim with an illegal handgun on August 29th in the area of 2nd Street and Johnson, and was sent to Albany County Jail and is due back in court next month, October 5th. We're following two cat-related stories in the city of Troy today. First, a cat hoarding situation. We've been covering that. We have an update on that. And also a beloved cat statue stolen from a neighborhood as a person is still grieving the loss of their beloved cat. So let's bring in my colleague, Taniqua Penix. She is here in the 13 Now studio. Tia, you're covering both of these stories, but let's start with that cat hoarding situation that you did cover originally. What's the update on that story?
That's right, Sabrina. So the hoarding situation was at a home on Lincoln Avenue in Troy. And at the time we were there, we saw animal control. They released dozens of those cats. It was about 20 at the time. Now, when I went to the Humane Hudson Society today, Mohawk Hudson Humane Society, they tell me they were successfully able to bring in 44 cats from that home. 32 of those cats have been adopted, 3 are in foster care, and 1 is still undergoing treatment. So that leaves them with 4 cats right now that still need a home. So they were able to nurse a lot of these cats back to health because they suffered all types of skin conditions, they were malnourished, but it's like I said, it still looks pretty bad at the house. They tell me they don't know how many cats are still in the home, but they were able to retrieve 44.
Wow.
And right now 4 still need a home.
You stopped by that house again today, Tia, and you said it's still really tough surroundings over there, and with cats possibly still inside.
Cats possibly still inside. You still see some of the trash hanging out. So even when I spoke to the CEO at Mohawk Hudson, she says she doesn't know the condition of that home, what's going to happen. But it's still pretty bad over there.
Good to know that many of those cats have been adopted, hopefully in much better surroundings now. The other story you're following, Tia, is it's interesting. It's a cat statue that someone had made kind of in honor of the loss of their cat. That statue was stolen?
That statue was stolen. I spoke with the owner of Umberto, also known as the mayor of State Street. Gina Ryan Kinney was the sweetest woman. She tells me after her cat was killed, people that worked in that area actually created a statue, and it was a gift to her. And she had it sitting right on the stoop outside, and someone just walked up and walked away with the statue. It's bizarre. She doesn't understand, but she's still grieving the loss of Umberto. It's been a year since his passing. The statue situation is bizarre, but right now I think she's still just really sad about the loss of Umberto. And I talked to other people in that area. He was a very popular cat.
Yeah, it sounds like it. We see in the video that was just up a man coming and hugging and consoling. So still, when it doesn't matter what creature it is, right? If it's precious, it's precious. So, all right. Tia, I know you're busy. Thank you for taking a few moments to speak with us and updating us on both of these stories. We will see you starting live at 4.
Great.
Let us get a check on the first warning forecast and bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Cayano. I'm pretty sure when I was walking my dog this morning, Paul, I saw my breath. It was
No.
almost that chilly. Maybe it was the hot coffee I was sipping while I was
Oh,
walking. It felt like fall this morning.
it's possible. You're right. I mean, it was in the upper 40s and lower 50s around most of the surrounding communities, some mid 50s locally, but it's that time of year. I mean, I was thinking about today, some of the graphics we're going to have to change out to, no more pool forecast. And we're
Ice
going to have to
cream
bring up the
melting.
graphic
Yeah.
that says when the first frost is going to be eventually. That's usually by the end of the month and early October. So it's changing, certainly. But while that change is occurring, we have some beautiful weather. Sabrina, check out the shot here out of Schenectady over the Union College campus on the CDPHP first warning cam. A comfortable 68 degrees, that west breeze at 15, bringing more of an autumn-like feel to the area. And I think if you look at the map, more upper 60s and lower 70s here at 2 o'clock. Albany's 71, but look at some of the surrounding communities, 67 at Stephentown and Ballston Spa, 68 in Scotticoke, 69 at Glens Falls. So yeah, certainly more of a mid to late September feel out there. Satellite radar pictures showing generally dry weather and just some spotty clouds around. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine. So looks like for the next few hours, we're going to hang out in that 70-degree range again tomorrow. Check it out, upper 40s to around 50 to start the day. But once again, this time of year is fantastic because you get that nice rebound back up to the comfortable lower 70s. Notice dry weather and sunshine right through Friday morning. And then as we get into Friday afternoon, see those clouds spilling in from New England? That's the outermost fringe of the high clouds of Hurricane Lee. We'll back the picture out and you'll see the hurricane sideswipe Cape Cod, move into down East Maine and the Bay of Fundy near Nova Scotia. Those folks out into Atlantic Canada will get a direct hit. We'll have indirect impacts here in New York and New England along the coast, high surf, rough seas, a lot of strong winds, but it looks like rain is going to remain confined to eastern New England. But that cloud canopy comes overhead on Saturday, which means not brilliant sunshine, but probably more in the way of filtered sunshine, if not outright mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. Still dry, though, in the lower 70s. And then watch as the hurricane pulls away through the Maritimes, the clouds go with it, and we'll enjoy more sunshine for the day on Sunday. So back down to an average around 50 tonight with clear skies and light winds, back up to 72 tomorrow. So more sunshine, kind of like today. The breeze will start to increase out of the north in response to the tropical system passing off over the Maritimes. Saturday, a little blustery, 72. Sunday looks nice, 75 with a mix of sun and clouds. The next chance of showers arriving with a different system on Monday. But full-fledged autumn now, Sabrina, as highs stay in the 70s and lows go back into the somewhat chilly 40s and 50s right through next week.
Some high 70s, though, you're looking at possibly next week for later next week. So that's nice.
Yeah, we'll have some ups and downs, but, the overall trend will be obviously toward cooler weather to the first of autumn.
The battle of the seasons, right? All right. Paulie, thank you so much. See you live at 4.
Okay.
Governor Kathy Hochul a short time ago signed 3 new pieces of legislation that are aimed at protecting workers' rights. So we'll give you the overview of those 3 new pieces of legislation. The first one requires employers to give notice to their employees that they are eligible for unemployment insurance whenever the employer makes a permanent or temporary separation of the employee or reduces hours to the point that the employee qualifies for total or partial unemployment. The second piece prohibits employers from requesting or requiring usernames, login information, and passwords of personal accounts as a condition of hiring. And the third piece of legislation requires the Department of Labor to provide notice to unemployment applications of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP. So those 3 new pieces of legislation just signed by Governor Kathy Hochul a short time ago. That's your 13 Now update on this Thursday afternoon, September 14th. I'm Sabrina Dami. We'll see you on air on News Channel 13 with the day's latest news and weather starting live at 4.